Interdimensional Meditation Astral Travel Report for April 20th, 2025. Shifting 3D Human Frequency. Welcome back. This is the Michael Denney YouTube channel. Disclosure is coming. Open contact is here. Do all the stuff you're supposed to do. Subscribe, like, try and tickle the YouTube algorithm to like this channel. I appreciate it. So, we did last night, the 19th, another live guided interdimensional meditation. We do these every Wednesday and Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not able to make the live stream, you can just go to the live section on my YouTube channel and you can watch all of them. They're recorded and uploaded. And last night's was extremely powerful. So we're going to be talking about all the things that I remember doing. I want to hear your comments, what you remember, what you experienced, what you felt. I'm sure I'm not going to get all of the details, so fill in the blanks, because I get out there and I don't remember a lot of what happens. And I'd love to hear your experiences, what you felt, what you saw, what you heard, how it's affecting your life. Please share that in the comments section. I would love to see that. All right, so let's go ahead and just get into it. All right, so Astral Travel Report for April 20th, 2025. Extremely powerful, woke up very drained. These every time I think the meditation is as powerful as it can get, every time that I think that, it just keeps getting more powerful. And that has been the case. So this one was very powerful. I guess what I'm concluding, and I want to hear your experiences in the chat or in the comments section, is, I do two different kinds of meditations. Sometimes when I really need to be empowered, I will focus on that. So not this last meditation, but the one before that. That's what I did. I went inward and connected myself deeply, and I led you guys through that. We went to the source and empowered ourselves. I did that because I was tired, because I was drained. And so I felt led to do that for my own health and safety, so I did that, and I shared that with you. And then the majority of the time, what we're doing is we're going out there and we are blasting Earth with higher dimensional energies. Now we go and we connect and we channel all of the energies from all the different beings and sources and all that. And so I'm thinking that is sort of like we're flexing, and so it's like going to the gym. You're going to be tired afterwards. And as opposed to having a meditation where you're focusing on empowering yourself. So we did that last night, and I went fully into it. Light beings came to me before the meditation and told me it was going to be very powerful, and that a lot of feelings were going to come up for me, and that my focus should be on shifting the collective unconscious of the planet. So I went out and tried to get as much energy as I could, shift us up as much as I could, and then come back and send that directly to Earth. That was my goal. So let's see how that played out. Again, I don't plan these things out. I might have I would say 25% of the time I have a general idea of what I want to accomplish, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. And most of the time I have no idea what's going to happen. I just show up and I follow my intuition. So, very powerful. Woke up extremely drained. I'm still feeling it. Very emotionally raw as well. And, I almost went off on somebody this morning for being a pain in the ass, but I didn't. And so I recommend that you don't. I just let it bounce off of me, and I just went right past as though it hadn't happened. And I recommend that you do that. Don't let your raw emotional state get to you. Take care of yourself, nourish yourself. Make sure that you're always taking care of yourself after some of these meditations. All right, so here's what we did. So we did the Hool breath warm up, as we do almost all the time. And let's see, we went up the crown light shaft. So there's that light shaft that goes up through our crown up to the highest dimension. So we traveled up that light shaft all the way to the highest dimension where Shiva was. And I can't remember everything that happened there. That's what I remember. If you remember something different, put it in the comments what you remember, what we did going up that light shaft. All right, so we got to the top and Shiva was there. We asked Shiva to transmit high soul frequency from his third eye to our third eye. Did you remember something different? That's how I remember it. But again, I could be misremembering things. And I don't remember exactly what I did or said, but I think I said something along the lines of Shiva transmitting to us our highest frequency of who we could be. And I don't remember what else we did. Something like that. You tell me what you remember. All right, so then we came back down the shaft of light and we returned to our 3D astral. No, I've got this wrong here. We came back to our physical bodies. That's right. We came all the way back into our physical bodies. What happened after that? I don't remember. So then we came out of our bodies again and we did the normal CE5 protocol where we came out of our body and we went out into space. That's what I remember. What do you remember? All right, so we then went out into our astral bodies and we summoned all of the light beings. So this is very important to me, and I do this. The truth is I probably don't need to do this because they already know and they're here. They're already there. You know, they're usually waiting for us. So, but I feel that it's important in case there's any new people or people who want to have a deeper experience with light beings. It's really important that we make the conscious decision to invite them. It's extremely important. It's the only thing that creates the energy portal for it to work. If you don't give your permission, if you don't volunteer to break out of your third dimensional reality, it won't work. It won't work because even if they tried to reach you, you wouldn't hear them. You would black it out. You would get freaked out. You would talk yourself out of it. They could be standing right in front of you and you'd never see them. I know because I've experienced it. I've seen that, you know, my Sasquatch experience, my early CE5 experience. So I've found out, you know, through hard knocks that you have to make the conscious invitation and you have to consciously ask them. And you may have to do it multiple times before your awareness opens up to the point where you can see and experience them. And you'll go through the experience of when you do make contact, you will talk yourself out of it. You'll go, I think maybe I made that up. I'm not sure if that happened. That's a clear sign that you made contact, by the way. Because deluded people don't ever say that. People who are deluded, you know, again, I'm going to say the vast majority of people who claim to channel, it's complete delusion. It's not that they're not having a meditative experience, but the only thing that's happening is they're going deep into their own unconscious, and so they're channeling their own unconscious fantasies, fears. You know, they're making stuff up as they go. I know because I tried channeling years ago, and that was the conclusion that I came to, that this was just me tapping into my unconscious. And people wanted me to keep doing it. People wanted me to keep doing it, and I said, I'm not going to do this anymore because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do something I know is false. So when you actually connect to a light being, and you'll have a strange experience, your brain will try and talk you out of it. So when you have these really weird sort of uncomfortable doubts, like I think I'm making that up. That doesn't mean, it doesn't prove that you're having a connection. It's a very good indication that you are, though. All right, so we returned to our astral 3D and we summoned all of the light beings. We then went to a diamond portal to raise our soul frequency. So the way I remember it, you put in the comments what you remember. The way that I remember it is that there was this diamond portal with all of this, fractal rainbow energy coming out of it, like, what happens when you put light through a prism and you'll see all different kinds of colors coming out, but it'll be like that. It was like that. So I don't remember what happened. I think we gathered around it, and then I suggested that we make the decision that we were going to choose to shift beyond our limitations, who we thought we were. And again, that's important. One of the main things that I see in the spiritual community is they're very passive, and they expect things to happen to you. And that's not how it works. You have to choose, and you have to open yourself to shifting, because then true interdimensional connection will always be a challenge to your sense of self, to your identity, to your ego, to your understanding of reality. That's been my experience. So you put in the comments what it's like for you. Is this an easy process for you, or are you like me, where your ego gets stretched and your reality gets destroyed? So that's why it's so important to make that decision. So we made that decision. Those of us who did, I assume all of you probably did. And then we went into that portal, and I don't really remember what happened inside the portal. I know something along the lines of shifting our frequency all the way up to our highest potential. That's all I remember. You tell me what you remember, what happened. I'm sure there were times where I suggested that we communicate to other beings, listen to what they have to say. I do that every time for reasons, I've already pretty much laid out. But I don't remember what happened. We went in there, I don't remember what happened. So you tell me, what do you remember us doing? All right, so then we came out and we went to the Galactic Center to talk with the void and raise the frequency. So I remember that I first wanted to go to the sun, and then I got this feeling of, no, wait, we have to go to the Galactic Center first. So I think I changed my mind. You tell me what you remember. We went to the Galactic Center, we talked to the void, called him the Lord of the Void. You can also, for those of you who know Vedic astrology, it's actually Ketu, the south node of the moon. It's the center of the Sagittarius. If you want to know where Sagittarius gets its spirituality from, it's from the Galactic Center. So it is the source of spirituality, the source of what we would experience as God. When Earth is in a 5D, or what is known as Satya Yuga, as we go through the Yuga cycles, it's because we're the closest to the Galactic Center. Now, I can tell you for a fact that what has happened in my lifetime is that Earth has moved. And this is one of the biggest Mandela effects. You can go look it up. You can look up Mandela effect, Sagittarius arm, Milky Way galaxy. Go look it up. You'll see people that are my age, or older than, say, 20 or 30 years old. They will remember that Earth was in the outermost part of I believe it was the Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way galaxy, on the very edge of the galaxy. Basically we were just coming out of Kali Yuga, so that would make sense. Kali Yuga means you're the furthest away from the Galactic Center. And then the 2012 Aztec calendar prophecy, all of that. I remember that was a big deal going into 2012. We were hearing about that, and people were afraid the Earth was going to disappear. It was going to be destroyed. And in hindsight, we go back and actually that's a mistranslation. The translation of that is that Earth is going to shift. It's going to go through the Galactic Center and be on the other side of the galaxy. And that's exactly what happened. Because now, if you go and Google, where is Earth in the Milky Way galaxy, it's going to be on the complete other side of the galaxy, and it'll be halfway in. So now we're halfway between the outermost part of the galaxy and the Galactic Center. And so, that explains why there's such a huge shift and all kinds of things like that. So we have shifted. The energies, I guess, is going to take a while to catch up to us, but we were as far away from the Galactic Center as you could be and still be in the Milky Way galaxy. And now we've gone half that distance. So we're halfway towards the Galactic Center. It's pretty phenomenal. How did I get on that subject, you ask? Good question. So we went to the Galactic Center to talk to the void and raise frequency. I don't remember. Put in the comments what you remember. I think I led us to have a conversation with that being and to receive energy from that being. Then I remember that we sent energy, chanting all of that energy through the Galactic Center to the center of the sun. So, yep, we sent gamma frequency through the Galactic Center to the sun to send to Earth. And I remember the idea that I wanted to send such a powerful frequency that it would explode within the sun. And then the sun would have to release the energy to planet Earth. So I was trying to send as powerful energy as I could. There are times, I did this last time, maybe this is why I'm so tired. I go out there with the intent of creating the solar flash event. I want that to happen, even though I tell you that it's not a passive thing where something happens to us, that, we have to shift. I still go out there with the intention of shifting the entire multiverse. That's probably why I'm so freaking tired afterwards. But that was my thought process when we sent energy through the Galactic Center to the sun, so that energy would just build to a point where it had to explode and be sent towards Earth. You tell me what you remember. All right, we then went to Earth and transmitted higher soul frequency. So as if that weren't enough, I then took us to surround Earth, and I had all of the light beings stretched out behind us, the gods, the ETs, everybody stretched out behind us, sending energy to us, and I had it come out our third eye. And then that was sent directly to Earth, because the reason why is because humans have to be the ones to shift the Earth. So if all the gods and all of the ETs and all of the light beings and all of that, even if they gather around Earth and they send the intention to shift it up, it's not going to work. Only Earthlings can do that, because it's our planet. We are literally made out of Earth, so we vibrate at Earth's frequency. So only we can choose to change it. So that doesn't mean that we can't get help. So the idea is that we become the conduits. This was my thought process. All of the light beings behind us, I directed them to send their intention and energy through us and out our third eye, so that they could send what they wish for us, what they want for human beings, and what they want, because they know what will be helpful. Then, if I remember correctly, and again, put in the comments what you remember, I remember that we tapped into our own heart center energy, and we set that up and combined that. So then we combined our energy with their energy, and we sent that to Earth, and I believe we did some huar chanting in that as well, to shift things and transform things. And then, as always, I I took us to higher dimensional Earth, and again, by that point, I'm on such a high frequency, I can't really remember what we did or said, other than we were connecting to them, communicating with them, and as always, I allow you to stay there. If you want to come back, we open our eyes and we end the meditation. So that is what I remember. And I was tired afterwards, and then I woke up this morning just raw and completely burnt out. So I'm resting as much as I can today. All right, so let me know what your experience was. Now, we've got something that I've got going on just this week, which is channeled personal guidance from interdimensional ET light beings for this week is 50% off. To find out about that, you go to channel.thunderwizard.com. All right, so I'm now learning and experimenting with this new direction that I'm going with my own personal service, which is that a while back, not too long ago, a light being came to me and suggested, here's an idea, why don't you do personal mentorship with people, but allow us to speak through you so that we can teach them. So it's kind of, I'm mentoring you a little bit, but they're also mentoring you. And so I've been experimenting to see what that's all about. So we've done question and answers, which have been very successful. I've gotten some ideas about that. If I continue to do that, it will be slightly different because people are starting to treat it like a psychic. They're starting to treat me like a vending machine, and treating the light beings, sort of like butlers or trained monkeys, and they just ask, where are my keys, and what happened to my dead cat, and these kinds of things. It's just, that's not what that's about. So I got to shift it, and that's my doing. I open-ended it. Now I know that's not how things should go. So if I continue to do the free channeling sessions, they'll be different. But what I really want to do is allow the light beings to mentor people directly. So my understanding is that this is part of my job to bring 5D to Earth. And so together, your desire to learn from them and my intervention being the conduit through which they communicate, we're creating a stronger interdimensional connection. So that's the goal. The goal is to increase the actual interdimensional frequency shift, and you can learn directly from light beings who, through me, can connect with you and empower you and give you direct, specific advice on where they see you and where they're going. So my suggestion going forward, even though I set it up this way, it's going to change. Don't come at this with, I've got a list of questions I want to ask them. Where are my car keys? When am I going to find the love of my life? How do I make $1,000? What happened to my cat that passed away last year? Instead of asking those kinds of questions that you would ask a psychic, we're going to let the light beings tell you specifically where to go and what to do. That doesn't mean you can't ask questions, but the idea is we got to shift outside of the third dimension, and so we need to submit to their understanding more than we go to them like they're our butlers to do, trained monkeys to do what we want them to do. So I am doing this 50% off 1 week only, where you come and we do a live Zoom session together, and I will allow the light beings to communicate to you directly. It's okay. Again, under certain circumstances, questions are okay. And it's 50% off because I'm there's a catch to it. The catch is I'm going to record these sessions, and then I'm going to use them to upload them so that other people can see what the process is. Because me just saying I'm going to channel ETs and counsel you, if nobody has experienced it, they won't know what that means. So because I want to record these sessions, I'm giving you half off, because you are, in exchange for you allowing me to record it, I'm taking half the price off. So that's what's going on right now. So we've already been doing it for a few days, so there's only a few days left. Go to channel.thunderwizard.com and check that out. That's it, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Please take very good care of yourselves. You know what to do. If you want to be able to have more powerful connections, go here to thunderwizard.com, subscribe to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong, or go to the shop and take a look at all of the different practices that are available. You want more information, you want to get a hold of my books, go to michaeldenney.org. That's it, my friends. I love you all. Please be very good to yourselves, and I will see you all very soon.